Listen, y'all. Let me.
Well, we got two things that I was bothered
that's what
by.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yes.
Rob has been interrupting all of our servers and waiters all day.
They're
like,
bothered.
sir,
Yes.
do you want fries with the burger or not? I want to tell you, Josh Allen, ain't no way. Lamar was jobbed. She's trying to do a job and get our food, Rob, okay? So let's get straight to it. Josh Allen winning MVP.
But you guys text me, and yes, and that was the other one, and you both were saying Josh Allen. Rob G, almost all year, you were along the ride. I didn't believe it when I saw the All-Pro, the history of the All-Pro.
I mean, that made sense.
11 years, right, the last 11 quarterbacks. It hasn't happened, and somehow people change their votes. Dan Orlovsky changed his vote. Emmanuel Acho changed his vote. And really, my message, and you might have seen it on social media for some people, maybe not, but they're cowards. The voters wind up being cowards. And the other people we haven't heard from, so we don't know. Because it's like 10 people change their votes, right?
Yeah.
Is that the number?
Yep.
Like 10. So there's another 7 or 8 people out there. We don't know how you could vote for somebody for All-Pro but not the MVP.
Yep.
And that's my point about being cowards. If you want, it's not that I'm against voting for Josh Allen. The one thing I do respect is everybody has a vote and has the right to vote who they want. Okay?
You said that.
I've always said
You
that,
said
right?
That.
I've said that, like, I don't agree with it. I didn't think Billy Wagner deserved to get in the Hall of Fame, but that's your vote. Enough people voted for him. I'm not going to fight that, okay? It's not math. 2 and 2 is 4, no matter who's doing the math. So everybody has their things. But my thing is, deep down, they knew they couldn't shut Lamar out. So it was like, we're going to give Lamar this because we know we're taking away the MVP. And it was like and I call it splitting the baby in half. You can't do that. If you were really about Josh Allen and his importance, then he should have been All-Pro first team and the MVP, or vice versa. Lamar should have been All-Pro first team and MVP. To split it makes absolutely no sense. Hasn't been done since 1987, and that's where I think the voters became cowards. Because if you're a Josh Allen guy, go with Josh Allen. Give him all the accolades. You can't tell me he's not first team, but he's MVP. That doesn't even go together. It's illogical, and that's the issue that I have.
But I feel you on that. But also to add to the issue, here's the trouble with this. When things are made and, have voters who are people, of course, people are going to people. People come in with their own ideologies of what something is. People come on with their own storylines they're tired of, or what they want more of, or how they view the phrase, and we do this with every sport, MVP. Every 2 years we have this argument in the NBA because this person, Karl Malone, will win over Jordan, Derrick Rose will win over LeBron, Steve Nash will win over Shaq and Kobe. People will say, ain't no way you're trying to tell me Steve Nash is better. And they say, well, no, it's not that he's better. It's that he's the most valuable. Same thing happened here. Is it the best player, which now you and I believe is Lamar? Is it the best player on the best team? Well, to something you said, is it then Patrick Mahomes or Jared Goff? Is it the best stats? Then maybe that's Joe Burrow or Lamar. So it becomes so many things. It becomes so subjective to these folks, and that's what happened. Alcho talked about it. He said, well, I called him, and I asked him, well, what's the criteria? And they were like, oh, well, All-Pro is who had the best season.
They should have taken his vote away if he didn't know, because here's the only pushback I'm going to give you.
Yeah.
Every other year, nobody had a question of what because I don't buy that. Like you're saying, we don't know what MVP is, okay? So the other last time, 11 quarterbacks. Well, they got it
right. This person was
okay,
All-Pro,
and
this person was MVP.
So nobody else had an issue. The problem is we're in a period where you have narratives rather than numbers. And now I'll go back to this with Billy Wagner just really quickly.
Yeah.
He got 10.5% of the vote. Didn't pitch for 9 years, but the narrative was, for a left-handed pitcher, he's outstanding. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So a narrative built up, and the narrative for Josh Allen came to life. Joel Embiid, a narrative. Oh, my God, you can't give the Joker 3 championships without 3 MVPs without a chance. But then he wound up winning anyway.
And that is why
That's
I've been
a
saying
narrative.
This. And you know, it's not that I don't think Lamar's the best player. I've said, including Patrick Mahomes, this year Lamar Jackson was the best player in football, period. I've said it all year. But I know how people do. People start here, oh, Josh Allen doesn't have anything. He only has this player.
Which is disrespectful
that's
to
been
the team.
overstated because James Cook gets down. The offensive line is great.
Very good.
Defense has been strong, not great, but stronger. And they have some they have obviously Kincaid and other tight ends. Like they're not barren. They don't. The cupboard isn't empty. But that became a big storyline. Look what Josh Allen's doing. Josh Allen, in his own division, some people had with the healthy Tua. The Dolphins are going to be better than them. We already know what the Chiefs are going to do. We know what the expectations are on Lamar Jackson. So all Lamar did was what he was supposed to do. Josh overachieved. And I knew people were going to say that. I knew people were tired of Lamaring because subconsciously in the back of their head, not supposed to count Rob, they're going to say, but he ain't going to do nothing in the playoffs. Even though they're not supposed to.
But they also
I know you're going to tell me Brett Favre
won 3 in a row.
And you're right.
Wait a minute. Barry Bonds won 7. How many World Series did he win?
0.
When I hear that, I just think that's a false statement because
but
other guys. Hold on, Peyton Manning was considered what? A regular season great quarterback and a failure in the playoffs for most of his career.
Right.
Yet he still won 5. So now to use that against Lamar is unfair. That's all I'm saying.
And I agree.
Peyton Manning has a losing record all time in the postseason.
My conversation I had, we talk about it more. It's on every show more. The narratives are out there. It's the literal first thing on every show is in there. Is Josh Allen, da-da-da-da. Is Lamar is he not good enough? Or is there the narratives, we hear them over and over, and I think those things penetrate people's minds. And when you go back to Barry Bonds was literally just that much better than everybody else. It wasn't even close. There was no rival.
Yeah, but they could have said,
I'm saying there was no rival.
200 in the postseason.
Right, but I'm saying there was no rival for him for a run. Once he became Barry post, you know what, there was just simply no rival. And so I'm saying with Lamar and Josh, at least it was like, okay, I can see this.
But even the argument, if it's numbers, it's Lamar.
It's Lamar.
If it's wins, how is it Josh when Jared Goff and Patrick Mahomes have more? So which one is it?
Yeah, I was saying.
Patrick Mahomes, is this the strongest Chiefs team? No. They won 15 games, right? 15-2. But he got no first-place votes, so it can't be about winning. This is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, and then you can't say it's about numbers because Lamar's numbers are so much better.
The biggest thing in this case to me was people felt Josh Allen took a Bills team that some predicted wouldn't even win their division, might even be second in their division, might even be third in their division to the Jets with a healthy Aaron Rodgers. So that was a real thing. I think they're looking at him and saying, Josh Allen took this team and he overachieved, and all of a sudden
did Lamar start 0-2?
13-4 was it? The Bills.
Lamar started 0-2. Only 9% of teams that start 0-2 make the playoffs.
And the point is, you shouldn't have been 0-2 because you were in the AFC Championship last year.
They're in the best division. They're in the best division of football.
And we'll talk later about Coach of the Year. It's the same conversation like, expectations. I expected. You are already in the AFC Championship, Lamar. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to be good this year. And Josh Allen overachieved. That was the narrative I knew people were going to run with, even though I've said it, you've said it, Lamar's the best player.
All right, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. What are voters coward for picking Lamar Jackson for All-Pro but Josh Allen for MVP? I think they were cowards. The Cowardly Lions, all those voters. Dan Orlovsky, Emmanuel Ocho.
We'll continue. Call him Ocho Cinco.
That's whatever. We'll continue that conversation next.